Bout Time with Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my Bout Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel, who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, and leave the comments. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Encourage others to subscribe. Pass the word about Rashawn's Bout Time Boxing. Become part of the Bout Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. We're going to talk about understanding the sport of boxing, recognizing real talent, and knowing when a fighter is good and you know that they're destined to be great. And I'm saying that because we talking about, that's right, none other than Jaron Boots Ennis. It's funny how, Terence Crawford did an interview with Brian Custer, and Brian Custer asked him who did he feel was the biggest threat in the welterweight division. He said Virgil Ortiz or Jaron Ennis. Terence Crawford said Jaron Ennis. Now, I know a lot of fans of Virgil Ortiz may be upset at some of the things that I might say, but I want y'all to understand, and let's be clear on this. I have nothing against Virgil Ortiz. I think Virgil Ortiz is a really, really good fighter. I do. However, I do not think that he's better than Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis is more athletic. He's more athletically gifted, and he can do things that Virgil Ortiz can't. You know, and those of y'all who really love Virgil Ortiz but don't understand boxing and the different styles and how they doing don't match up. Please, again, do not think that I am trying to down Virgil Ortiz, because I am not. He's undefeated, okay? He will be a world champion. Make no mistake about it. And he has a very bright future in the fight game. So please don't think that don't start leaving no dumbass, disrespectful, ignorant comments like, oh, you just hating on no racism. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm just speaking facts. If you never, boxed or been in that ring or know what it's like to train or felt them gloves and all that type, it's a huge difference when you just a fight fan who just like boxing, but you have your favorite fighters, and no matter who they up against, you just gonna rock with them all the time, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You should. But when we looking at the grand scheme of things, the bigger picture. Now, if you ask me, like, do I think Virgil Ortiz is better than Jamal James? Yes, I do think he's better than Jamal James. Yep, I do. If you ask me, do I think Virgil Ortiz can beat Keith Thurman? Yep, I think he can beat Keith Thurman. I do. But what I'm saying is Jaron Ennis is one of those rare, special talents. And if y'all don't know this, I'm telling you, if you haven't, some people just, when a fighter gets hot, their name gets hot, then that's when people start taking notice. But I've been watching a lot of different fighters, some since they were, kids, some since they were in the amateurs, and when you do your research, you remember all of these different things. That's why I tell y'all about Shakur Stevenson. He's a gifted, special fighter, but a lot of people don't see that. And maybe it's because, you got to be able to put aside your personal dislike for an individual. You have to be able to set aside your personal dislike in order to be able to see, that they are talented and gifted. As gifted as Floyd was, people just didn't like him because of his demeanor. He always flashing money and talking trash and stuff like that. I wasn't no big Oscar De La Hoya fan, but guess what? I gave Oscar his props. Oscar was the man, and he was breaking the bank when nobody else was, for real in boxing. That's why he got that name, the Golden Boy. He got it for a reason. I respect everything Oscar has did in his career, and other fighters too. But it's funny how over a year ago, and longer, I've been calling people to the attention of this young Ennis kid. This young Ennis kid. And those who wasn't paying attention, then the ones who saw him, oh man, Boots ain't gonna be nothing. He ain't ready for nobody. He ain't proving nothing. He ain't do this. He ain't do that. It's always the same thing. No matter who he was walking through or destroying. All right, man, that don't mean nothing. This ain't this, this ain't that. But it's funny how, I go on the internet and I'm looking up all these different, headlines, highlights. And who are they all of? The same kid that I was telling people about a long time ago, and everybody told me that, you don't know what you talking about. He ain't gonna be nothing. Watch. He ain't gonna be this. He ain't gonna be that. Now, guess what? The boxing world can't seem to stop talking about Jaron Ennis. But when I was talking about Jaron Ennis, I was the bad guy. I was the bad guy when I was talking about him. I even did a video when Robert Garcia said, oh, Virgil Ortiz had knocked Boots Ennis out. And I did a video about that, said, oh man, that was a disrespectful thing to say. Robert Garcia shouldn't say that. And y'all can go on my channel and look at the video. Look at it. And a lot of people commented just based on what the headline was, what the title was. They didn't really watch the video to understand it. So go back and watch that video. And look at the other videos that I put up about Jaron Ennis a long time ago, saying he was ready for a title shot. And everybody, and you read the comments and look at the stuff that everybody was saying. It's funny how now everything changed now. Now all of a sudden, everybody, is interested in who this Ennis kid is. But see, this is the thing about understanding boxing. You don't get interested in the fighter when they become hot. If you really following boxing and you really understand this stuff, you don't wait till a fighter gets hot or becomes popular and then everybody on the bandwagon now. You got to understand the journey that the kid is on with his father, because his father is a great trainer. And most of y'all probably don't even know who Bozy is. There's no way you can come to the city of Philadelphia and you into the boxing scene and you don't know who Derek Bozy Ennis is. If you don't know who Bozy is, I mean, come on. That Trainer of the Year award is going to be coming to him. Oh, it's going to be coming. And I don't want to hear nobody talking about, oh, well, he only trained his son. Y'all don't know nothing about his history. But I do. I do. And I know the different fighters that he trained. People that he worked with. Fighters that his other kids worked with. I know the history about all that stuff. I know it. I know what Bozy sacrificed. I know the type of time and type of work that he put in. I witnessed it firsthand. Ever since Boots was a little kid. If you paid attention to him, you wouldn't be surprised at what you're seeing from him now. But you got all these people now all of a sudden everybody interested in Jaron Ennis. Now everybody want to follow this Ennis kid. Now it's going to be all these people talking about, yeah, Boots this, Boots. Yeah, Jaron Ennis, that Ennis kid, Ennis this. I've been talking about that. And I caught a bunch of heat, a bunch of a bunch of flack, a bunch of from people. A lot of it. told me you don't know boxing, if you think that kid is going to be if you think he going to be the new boogeyman, if you think he going to be the next threat in the welterweight division, if you think he got the skill to be this or do this and do that, I heard it all. You can't go on the internet now without seeing the Jaron Ennis headline. Somebody writing a story about him now. Everybody wants to write about him now. I've been talking about this kid. Where's all of the, oh, stop capping now. All I hear now, Boots this, man. Yeah, Boots. And this is not directed towards the Bout Time Boxing family or the Trill 100 Mil gang. This is not directed towards y'all. This is directed towards all others, and y'all know who y'all are. It's just funny now. Just like, you know, I talked about Jalil Hackett. I did a video about him. He had his second professional fight. He won that. Congratulations to Jalil Hackett. But he's going to be another one. And nobody's going to pay attention to him until his name starts to become hot. And he start doing some impressive things. Then all of a sudden, man, that Hackett kid, it's a lot of people. The same thing happened with Floyd. Nobody paid attention to Floyd. Nobody did. Most people started paying attention to Floyd after he beat Oscar De La Hoya. That's when the attention really started coming. Before then, nah, that Mayweather kid, yeah, he alright, but you know, he always had the decks stacked against him. He beat Angel Man Freddy, Gennaro Hernandez, Justin Juco, all these other people that he beat. Hector Arroyo, all these guys he beat back then. And then when he was going to fight Jose Luis Castillo, man, he lost that fight. Floyd gave him a rematch and beat him again. People still talking trash. Then when he was going to fight Diego, oh man, what? Diego Corrales? Man, Chico, that guy. Rest in peace to Diego Corrales. I love Diego Corrales. He was one of my favorite fighters. But Floyd got in that joint, man, and picked him apart. And Diego Corrales was the one who alerted most people. He said, listen, don't be deceived by that guy's size. He hits a lot harder than y'all think. He is a lot better than y'all think. But see, it's these type of things, you know, Jaron Ennis got all those accolades because he's being compared now to Floyd Mayweather. He's being compared to Roy Jones and all these other various fighters. But when I was saying this stuff a long time ago, nobody paid attention. And those that didn't agree with the things that I was saying about Jaron Ennis. They didn't agree with it. Nobody agreed. But now they see him in the ring and they like, yo, man, Boots ain't no joke. He's been like that. Ever since he started fighting in the amateurs, he's been that way. And I'm telling y'all right now, yes, there's a lot of fighters that work hard, but I'm telling you, this kid works a different type of hard. He has a different type of elevation. He got different type of gears and levels that he can go to when he training. And he even said it when they asked him, like, what is it that make you dedicated like that? He said, my father. My father in his 60s and my dad can still outbox a lot of these younger guys out here. And I know Bozy stay in tip-top shape all the time. All the time. All the time. And if you don't believe me, if you ever meet him in person, walk up and act like you're trying to throw something. I guarantee you he gonna be ready for that joint. With a block slip and count it right back. I'm telling you, this Jaron Ennis is different. I keep telling y'all that. And now, everybody's waking up and they seeing it. And I'm telling y'all, this kid is going he's going to rip apart the welterweight division. Then he's going to go up to junior middleweight. And he's going to do the same thing. I promise y'all that. I'm telling you. And y'all, and listen, I know it's a lot of y'all who gonna watch this video and gonna tell them out, man, I don't care what you say. Boots ain't ready for this. Boots ain't ready for that. I promise each and every one of y'all, at some point, y'all gonna have to shove those words back down your throat and hope that you don't regurgitate on them. Because Jaron Ennis is the real deal. And he's not to be played with. Not to be played with. When you can make a fight that's supposed to look hard, make it look easy, okay. Y'all keep talking about, you know what I mean? Oh, his defense. I heard people say all kind of stuff. Oh man, he take too many punches. His defense is flawed. His offense is weak. All this, that, and the third. Yeah? What are y'all watching? Y'all can't be watching what I've been watching and what now the rest of the world is seeing now. Because now, according to everybody now, he's impeccable. But he's been that way, is what I keep trying to tell y'all. He's been that way. And y'all are witnessing greatness right before your eyes. He's going to be something like a phenomenon. Watch. Y'all can talk about his promoter, all that kind of stuff. But Jaron Ennis is making waves. 28-0 with 26 knockouts. I don't give a what y'all say about that record. I don't care what y'all say. And there's other fighters, like I said before, fought less people, less knockouts, and didn't have the best of oppositions either, and still became world champion. And everybody kept their mouth shut about that. Everybody kept their mouth shut about that. But because y'all see how this kid is moving, all of a sudden it's too good to be true. No, he can't be that good. Nah. Yes, he's that good. Y'all can get mad. Y'all can say whatever y'all want. Y'all can hate this damn video. I don't give a squirt of piss. I said it a long time ago, and I'm telling y'all again. Jaron Ennis is the new boogeyman of the welterweight division. He is the future of the welterweight division, and he will be a champion in the welterweight and junior middleweight division. Watch. This is why 10 months, 11, 12 months ago, I made videos saying that he was the most avoided fighter. The most avoided welterweight. No, he not. Really? How many other fighters have problems getting opponents? Or opponents sign up to fight him, and then when they see who they got to fight, they back out. You don't consider that a threat? That's not a threat? When somebody see your name on paper and say, oh yeah, we'll take that fight. And then when they see footage or a picture of him, like, oh, you mean him? Oh, nah, we cool. We gonna go in another direction. We're not gonna take that fight. Jaron Ennis has not turned down one fight. Now, Robert Garcia, when I did that video and told Robert Garcia he shouldn't have said that about Virgil Ortiz knocking Boots out in the first round and all that nonsense, fast forward, and I did a video about that. Robert Garcia changed his tune. oh man, the only one out there, you know what I mean, that can get with Virgil Ortiz is Boots Ennis, Jaron Boots Ennis. Yeah, because you see it. You see it. And Virgil Ortiz said, nah, I don't want to fight him right now. It don't make sense for me to fight him right now. I'd rather fight him later down the line. You know what Boots said? I'll fight Virgil Ortiz now, and I'll fight him later down the line. Who is Boots running from? Since y'all want to see him prove so much and everybody keep talking about he need this step up, that, fight this, do this, that, or he need to get through this person first, who is he running from? Tell me that. Who is Boots running from? Did y'all see any headlines or any interviews or any paperwork that said Jaron Ennis was running from anybody? No, because everything y'all saw is quite the opposite. He's calling out everybody. That's what he's doing. He's calling out everybody. And either some is not responding or they responded with stupid stuff like, oh, I don't even know who that is. Really? Yeah, okay. Yeah, way to avoid that one. Way to slip that one. You don't know who he is. Please. Literally the biggest threat in the welterweight division. Name ringing bells everywhere. And you don't know who he is? Come on, man. Stop that. Stop that, would ya? Stop that, would ya? Like him or not, he is what's happening in the welterweight division. And if you a true boxing fan and you really understand boxing, whether you like him or not, you're not going to ignore his talent. I wasn't a big Roy Jones fan at all, but I gave Roy his props. There's a lot of fighters I wasn't fans of, but when you're good, you're good. You gotta give the credit where the credit is due. And see, y'all can go ahead and deprive Jaron Ennis and his father, because the work that Boots put in the ring is just a confirmation of the chemistry between him and his father. They have great chemistry. They got some of the best father-son chemistry in the game. Bar none. They got some of the best father and son chemistry. And Boots do everything his father tell him to do. See, their success is based on their chemistry too. Talent, skill set, athleticism, athletic ability, and all the above. All the above. T-Pain and Mano. So, for those of y'all who don't like Jaron Ennis, tough shit. Y'all want me to do? The kid is who he is. And he's already setting the tone. Him and his father. And at the end of his career, they both going into the Hall of Fame. And y'all can say they not all y'all want, but they going into the Boxing Hall of Fame. Hate it or love it, Jaron Ennis is the new threat in the welterweight division. Period.